Hey everybody, welcome back to Speech Bubble. I'm your host, Butch Hartman. I'm so excited to be here. I've got a brand new co-host this week. His name is Rob Paulsen, also known as the voice of one of the Ninja Turtles. Go, Rob.
Hi, it's Raphael. Shredder, you tin-faced geek, get back here and taste cold turtle steel after watching Speech Bubble.
So there's Fairly OddParents. You did Mark Chang for me. And I was going to say, all the great voice actors I've worked with, you, Tara, Darren, Gray, Suzanne Blakesley, you guys could also do 100 other voices.
Yeah.
So I would meet voice actors out in the world. They'd be like, why don't you ever hire me for your shows? I'm like, I don't really need to. I have 5 amazing people.
And you know what?
They can do everything for me.
And I learned that years ago about The Simpsons, because Mark Hamill's a good friend. You know Mark. I know Mark. I've worked with him forever.
Was he in a movie or something?
Yeah, he's in a movie with the
thing?
Space puppets.
Space thing, yeah.
But we were talking about The Simpsons, because I've known Nancy Cartwright long before The Simpsons.
Oh, yeah.
I've known her forever. Danny Castellaneta.
The voice of Bart Simpson, for those who don't know. Right.
Good, dear friends. But we were talking about primetime animation, and I said, well, that just hasn't worked out for me. I'm very grateful that I have the work I have. And he said, well, it's interesting you mention that, because the only way Mark got a job on The Simpsons was by being Mark. He got a job on The Simpsons as Mark Hamill at a convention, right? And the reason is precisely by what you just suggested. They have a core group of actors who are so freaking good.
Well, Hank Azaria.
Well, Hank,
Tress. Can do anything.
Tress MacNeille has done 600 episodes of The Simpsons.
Oh, my God. Harry Shearer.
Harry Shearer, okay?
Yeah.
So they don't need any more. And the same thing with Futurama. I get it. Mm-hmm. So to the extent that I am one of your staple, your repertory company on any show, wonderful. And by
the way, I want to say Rob makes a mean chicken sandwich.
That's right.
Thank you. And thank you for that, by the way.
I appreciate it.
He makes lunch.
The secret is leaving it in your trunk in Burbank for a day or two with extra mayo.
And we'll be right back.
Yeah, but so I totally get why that happens, and why, as there will always be more actors than there will be jobs to hire them.
And that is a truth, and everybody should.
And that's just the nature of show business. But if I'm a producer and I'm Butch Hartman going, I can hire Rob and Jeff and Cree and Suzanne and Gray and Tara, and get with 7
Kari
actors.
Walgren's another one I just
or you know what? I've used Rob 4 or 5 times. It's time I'm going to throw in D. Bradley Baker for the next episode. Whatever it is, you cannot take that personally. You understand that it's about your vision. It's about you saying, I love all these guys, and if you're not in the show, it's not personal. It's what's best for the project.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because it's like you don't want – a lot of actors take it personally. Though.
I know, but with all due respect, you got to go, look, dude, if you're going to be an actor, you got to learn to take an emotional punch. Not because it's brutal, because it's the nature of show business. And with all due respect to any of you out there who are going to be an actor, when you decide to make that choice and you are in Hollywood and things go south financially, you can't make the rent, you got to decide whether you have to show up for your job or show up for an audition.
Yep.
And sometimes you quit your job to make the audition. And I get it.
You've been there.
I've been there. But you know what? I feel sorry for you for about this long, because nobody ever forced you to be an actor. It is a wonderful thing to be able to experience. It is a incredible gift to wake up every morning and look around you and say, my God, dog food, braces on my kids' teeth, my cars, everything is paid for with showbiz money.
Yep.
That's a huge gift, and not everybody gets to do it. But what you do get to do is to make the choice to pursue your passion and your dream. Along with that comes responsibility to not blame anybody else when it goes south.
That's the
because that's
part.
The nature of show business. Butch Hartman, as successful as he is, started as a freelancer. There will be a day in which he will be again, because everybody has a deal that expires, right? Our deal expires at the end of every session, and I accept that.
Wow.
There are very few people who are like Steven Spielberg or whomever, and that's okay. It's free enterprise. It's show business. And you're willing to go out there and say, I'm going to try new ventures. I'm going to look for new ways to ply my trade.
Or communicate with the audience.
Communicate with an audience, create a new audience. You're embracing. You've got a great assistant, all this cool stuff that you're embracing. The ultimate upshot of all of it is that Hollywood doesn't need you. They don't need you. They don't need me. and it's about convincing them that they need you for this project, and then
exactly.
be willing to take a punch when you don't get the next one.
That's exactly right.
So anyway, thanks for letting me pontificate.
And we'll be right back. No, that was fantastic. I honestly, there's so few actors like you that say all those things. A lot of actors do take it personally. We live in a very victimized society right now.
Well said,
unfortunately. But like you said, Fairly OddParents didn't drop out of the sky for me.
No.
Danny Phantom didn't drop out of the sky. These are things that only in my case you have to work on. You have to work very hard.
Well, you even have a more difficult circumstance because I'm not a show creator. I'm just an actor. I mean, I'm creating more stuff now.
And we're going to talk about that.
Right, but
absolutely,
I don't do what you do, okay? And it's not an easy thing because as soon as you create a hit, the pressure goes up exponentially.
Oh, big time. Mm-hmm.
When you've got a hit and Viacom is giving you their money through Nickelodeon and says, okay, Butch, you really kicked the hell out of this show. This is great. We're doing a great thing. We got picked up another season. What else you got? Well, I've got this other thing. And then you go, well, okay, this is going to be hit too, right? Who knows?
You never know.
But you're the guy whose name is created by, produced by. You're the guy with the deal. You're the guy that has to spend their money
wisely.
Wisely.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you don't get another hit,
yep,
you end up like M. Night Shyamalan.
There you go.
Right? And good for him. I mean, I hope he made a lot of dough, but not everybody follows up hit after hit after hit.
Unless you're one of the Beatles, and even they stopped after a while.
Yeah, and all I have to do is show up and read for your next show. If I get it, great.
You do
if
more
I
than
don't,
that, but
but
exactly.
if you hire me, great. But if the show goes away after 12 episodes, I get paid, and I'm on to the next one. You're going, oh my God, this show tanked.
What do we do?
As an example,
I know exactly what
you know what I
mean.
mean.
Yeah.
Now I got to come up with another one.
Exactly.
So it's a tough gig, but you're not asking anybody to save your ass. You're saying, I accept this. This is part of the job. I don't expect anybody to give it to me. It's competitive. It should be competitive. The reason we get better is because there's a new Butch Hartman or there's a new Rob Paulsen come along who's going, I got that guy in my sights. He's been an inspiration, but I really want to up him. That's the idea. That's why there are new kids that come into training camp at sports franchises every year to get that job.
Yep.
And that's what makes the audience, that's ultimately why the audience gets better, hopefully, better content.
Amazing.
You know?
But I'm not even paying this guy to be on the podcast today, and you're giving me all this amazing
No, but
inspiration.
it's exciting because if you decide not to embrace what's happening, then you go the way of the buffalo, and you get bitter, and you start saying, well, when my day and all this, that's great. This is not your day anymore.
How many bitter people have you met in your career?
Yeah.
Thousands.
Right. And most of them, I have to say, are not voice actors. Most of them are pretty nice people who do what we do.
Yep.
But if you choose to say, screw this, man, look what I've accomplished. Okay, great. And you can decide, okay, Rob, you have done a couple thousand, 2,500 half hours of animation. You have an Emmy. You have...
How many Emmys do you have?
I have one.
One Emmy. And you have a ton of Annie Awards.
I have half a dozen or 3 or 4 Annie Awards and a Peabody Award and all that stuff. But
I've been nominated for 16 Annie Awards, and I've lost all of them. So I'm the Susan Lucci of the Annie Awards. But you know what? Right.
Well, and the year I won my Emmy, Susan finally won her Emmy. I remember it was 1999. But the point is that all of the hardware and $4 will get you a latte.
That's true.
And that does not mean I want to give it back. What it means is there's a point at which you may say, okay, Butch, you've done a lot of work. You've decided that you're not going to work for anybody unless they give you this kind of deal. Great. And you've earned that right. Whether or not people will respect your wishes enough to do that remains to be seen.
That's a crapshoot.
Right. Same with me. I say, if they don't know what I can do by now, then I don't know what else I can do. I have helped create iconic characters. They are famous. I am not. Now that's changing.
No, you kind of are. That's changing.
It's changing.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
It is changing. Yep. However, if I say, you know what, agent, I don't want to read for anything else unless I can be in front of the producers, then I know I can work it and I can see what they're doing, and that's how I prefer. So with that comes the responsibility that I may not get as much work.
Right.
Am I willing to try to find a way to embrace this new technology as you've done, to up my game, to find a new income stream and not be bitter?
Yeah.
And in my case, I said, yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Speech bubble.
Hey Heart fans, subscribe here to keep up with me, Danny, Timmy, Dudley, Bunsen, and the Nude Network, my new app full of cartoons, shows, and games. Download it here. Click over here to watch my most recent video, and here to start a playlist related to this video. Whoa, check out that awesome fan art. To be featured here, use hashtag HeartFanArt and tag me. I'm on every social media platform known to man. Cartoon Butch out. Pencil drop.